Hi guys, good morning. This is Dan. Welcome to Engelgeist. For those of you that are new, welcome. For those of you that are returning, welcome back. For those of you that support me over on Patreon, thank you so very much for your subscriptions. This is the daily forecast for all signs. It's a shared collective reading. It is spoken in broad terms, so it may apply to you, it may not. If it doesn't, that's okay, nothing's wrong. You have to figure out where it best applies in your life to whatever situation it might sound familiar. What else was I going to say? Please check out the drop-down menu underneath the video for any information you might need, like what decks I use, how to get in contact with me on social media, my PayPal link, if you want to book a private reading, all of that sort of stuff. If you have any questions, you can direct them to either my Instagram direct messages or to my Facebook business page. Leave a question or comment on the video if you have something that you want to know pertaining to the video. I'm happy to answer those. I always read those. And please hit the thumbs up button. Consider subscribing to the channel, supporting the channel in that way, hitting that notification bell so you get notified when I go live. And let's see how we're ending out the week, guys. Oh, and the other thing I always say too that I need to remind you is that even though this is created for September 11th, it's not necessarily solely set for that date. It's more about the message with these readings than anything. So if you're seeing this reading, on a date that's not September 11th, that doesn't mean that you have to turn it off. You can still watch it. You might be seeing it because it's due time kind of thing and you're ready for the message rather than the date it was created for. Okay, so let's see what the cards want us to know this morning. I can't believe we're already at the 11th. It's like, where is the time going? Okay, let's see. Who's our card today? And we're back with that Pentacles energy. And we've got the Nine of Pentacles. All right, so the Nine of Pentacles, very much similar to the Ten of Pentacles, which is the underpinning energy from the, what is this that I just knocked off? Oh, hi, Magician. Okay, there's the Magician. He was the top card. He just came flying off the top of the deck. So I knocked him with my hand. So he wanted to say hello this morning. We'll just take that as a little bit of creative oomph for our day today. We'll say that he made a sort of side appearance. Today is the Nine of Pentacles, and the Nine of Pentacles, along with the theme of this week, has been very much Pentacles oriented, also with a little bit of that fiery wands energy. And we had Fire Fairy as sort of the oracle card for the week, which she's going to be about getting things done, being inspired, that sort of a thing, right? Even one of our grounding stones this week was inspiration. So, wherever in our material world we've been inspired to sort of create creature comforts, create more wealth, create more abundance, create more opportunity for ourselves, we should be doing that. We should be focused on that this week. There's opportunity to be had here, certainly, especially with this Nine of Pentacles ending the week out. The Nine of Pentacles is very much about having everything that we need, right? As far as material belongings and wealth. It's usually depicted, I love that we have this black Labrador, but usually it's depicted by, which is very much a lovely sort of domestic dog, right? You picture labs as very much family dogs, home, they're good, well-rounded breed in a way. They have great temperament, all of that. So I like that she chose this as the Nine of Pentacles because the Nine of Pentacles is about having everything that we need and feeling self-sufficient, feeling independent, feeling able to take care of ourselves and create exactly sort of the opportunities, the wealth, the abundance that we need. And that's what's happening here with this card. Coupled with that underneath this is the Ten of Pentacles, which is about not only taking the wealth that we create in the Nine, which is the card we have today, and then sort of spreading that wealth not only to ourselves, but to those around us within our environment that we care about, situations that we care about. It can sometimes, it's not necessarily like the Six of Pentacles, which is very much a charitable card, but to me, it can indicate sort of even being charitable, kind, giving towards others in the Ten of Pentacles, right? Nine of Pentacles is kind of like, first we got to take care of our own, and then we'll have enough that we can, spread it out to others. So there is this focus or there should be this focus amongst you guys where you're about bettering your environment and your situations. And hopefully with the cards that have been in play this week, you've experienced that. You've been utilizing these energies, or at least, being aware of these energies being around helps you to tap into them and to utilize them, right? Put them to good use. The Nine of Pentacles, we should feel self-sufficient, we should feel secure, we should feel happy with ourselves, not necessarily in need of anything, right? We're not dying for any one thing to fix us, right? That's sort of the beauty of the Nine of Pentacles, in my opinion. So keeping that in mind, today should be a day where whatever we put our mind to, ideally we can accomplish, or at least certainly make a practical plan that will allow us to accomplish whatever it is that we're looking for or needing. Feeling at ease. Oops, it's time to get up. I need to remember to turn that off before I film. Feeling at ease, with ourselves and our environment. Feeling connected to it. We saw that Empress yesterday too. She's very much got a connection, not only, she's very much got a nature connection, in my opinion. And to me, nature can be indicative of our environment, what's going on around us, not only human nature, but the natural world. So tap into that, be in tune, feel complete, or, even if you're not feeling complete, feel, like the fulfillment, right? Because that's sort of the Nine of Pentacles and what she represents, right? So let's look at the card for the Oracle deck, the Wisdom of Avalon. This is the Sacred Journey Markers, and it's card number 43, which is a 7. 7s to me are about making sort of a conscious choice, maybe between one thing or another. And this is the phrase here is burden, which to me is sort of interesting, right? When I look at this, I think of the strength of the Nine of Pentacles and how sort of the independence of the Nine of Pentacles sort of projects. The burden to me and the number 7 would be about the potentially making a choice around something or someone, some situation. Has it been weighing us down? Has it been heavy for us? Where are we sort of focusing on maybe the burdens more so than the successes? Because these two cards kind of feel a little bit in, I don't know if conflict is the right word, but they feel in contrast to one another, right? The Nine of Pentacles is not necessarily a card about burdens. I mean, some of you might be feeling like a financial burden to keep things going, but I don't get a sense of that with the Ten of Pentacles underneath this, if that makes sense. This should be about sort of, and remember, this is the other interesting thing about this, and it just flashed in my mind. It's interesting we're seeing the word burden at the end of this week when this week's stone was freedom. And freedom is the antithesis of what a burden would represent in our life. So if our goals are to reach this sort of freedom, and the Nine of Pentacles is all about that sort of independence, albeit financial independence, right? But this could represent independence in our life in many forms. It could be independence in our relationships, our independence at work, ultimately, that independence would indicate the freedom that we're seeking, I would hope. And looking at these burdens that we may carry with us and freeing ourselves might be the opportunity that we're looking at today. Consciously making that choice to be like, do I need to sort of be stuck here anymore? Do I need to, is there a different way to relate to this situation, maybe from that of a place of self-sufficiency and maybe empowerment rather than being burdened by it or struggling with it? Does that make sense? The burden that you might be carrying or looking at or consciously choosing a stance or position with could be someone else's even. And are you needing to carry that or deal with that and make a choice around that, right? Is it really yours to carry? Or do you need to carry it? What does it mean for you not to carry it? Ultimately, underneath all of this, that Ten of Pentacles would indicate that maybe in the decision that is made around maybe said burden or responsibility, sometimes burdens can be considered responsibilities or something we feel like obligated to do. Maybe the decision around that could potentially be giving to others in ways that we don't understand, right? Maybe by handing them back their burdens in some way, shape, or form. Does that make sense? That's not necessarily a selfish thing, and it doesn't make us a bad person. We need to remember that too. Kind of, that's also the Nine of Pentacles energy. She's very much she stands on her own in a field, right? In the traditional card. So she is sort of, deciding for herself first and foremost, and there's nothing wrong with that. So keeping that in mind today, don't feel any sort of, shame, or don't second guess yourself when it comes to that, if that makes sense. So the grounding stone, or the thing that we want to ground in today, is the word faith. So to me, faith would be about, if this burden is something that we feel obligated to do, responsible for, or it's somebody else's and we want to help them, right? Having faith that it will all be okay if we sort of let go. And maybe, there's that phrase, let go and let God, I know it's a little bit religious, and I try not to be too particularly religious on this channel, but the word God can bring up those religious sort of vibes for people. But whatever your God is, your higher power, your, the great spirit, the universe, having faith in that power that's greater than ourselves, and allowing it to maybe work out the burdens in our life, or allowing it to indicate the sort of steps that we may need to take to be able to not necessarily remove ourselves, but sort of free ourselves. Remember, there's that word freedom again, right? To free ourselves from situations that maybe could potentially be weighing us down, or not allowing us to sort of understand our own, what's the word I want with this Nine of Pentacles? Productivity is not the right word, but our own, like the Nine of Pentacles, she has a skill set, right? There's a skill set to her that is, we may not be able to see, or that we need to see and get in touch with today, so that we can have faith in that, so that the burdens that we carry, or that we carry for others, maybe can either be handed back to them, or released, right, if they're our own. We don't necessarily want ourselves to like hold on to them, if that makes sense. They may slow us down in some way, shape, or form. And the reason why I say if they're burdens of others, yesterday's stone was friends. So that makes me think of a little bit of that too. Like there could be friends or family that need us, and that's okay that they need us, and we can be there for them. But we also need to make sure that we have faith in the fact that they too have their own plan, their own sort of path, their own lessons, or struggles for a reason. And so if that makes sense, I hope that makes sense. I don't want anybody to think I'm sounding like selfish or anything, because it's not. There's a way to compassionately sort of allow people their process. It's similar to the card that we saw a lot last month, which was with that Grimalkin card in the Grimalkin Tarot, where it's that old crone energy where she's wise enough to allow others to have their own path and make their own mistakes. And I sort of feel like this is a little bit of that energy again, just depicted in a different way. It's that sort of having that faith in the greater plan, and that things are going to work out for the best for everyone. We need to just concentrate on what is best for ourselves, right? That is the Nine of Pentacles energy. I hope that makes sense. I've run a little long. But definitely it is a beautiful set of cards today. And there is a certain amount of, not only faith, but also freedom that we can attain from today in keeping these perspectives. So keep that in mind. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did enjoy it, please hit that thumbs up button, because that greatly helps me and the channel. Consider subscribing to the channel, because that also greatly helps. And I would love to have you guys come back and, watch other videos, and share this video out with your friends. That helps me too. Let people know that I'm here. Leave questions, comments, all of that sort of stuff. And tune in tomorrow. And thank you so much for tuning in, you guys. It should be a wonderful day. Tomorrow we start a new week, and we'll see where we're taken then. All right, bye-bye.